if you could step back and advise the group here today,
Mhm.
top 3 things to do on LinkedIn to help with that personal branding, I think it would be very valuable to
Okay.
the population today. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. And, and LinkedIn is one of the ways that we market ourselves, right? So people tend to think personal branding is all about LinkedIn. No, it's about narrative, online, networking. It's all those touch points. But LinkedIn is a hub where all of us are going on a daily basis. So when you think about your LinkedIn, start with something like the imagery. So what does your headshot look like? Is it a picture of you in uniform, but you've been separated for 5 years? What does that mean? What message is that sending? What does your background image look like? Is it you in an environment? Is it just a random picture of a sunset or your wedding photo, which so many of you are doing? I don't understand that. It should tie directly to the perception that you want us to have. And then I'll let others talk about headlines and things like that. My favorite section on a LinkedIn profile for branding is the about section, because that's where I get to know you. And if all I see is a list of MOS, I'm like, okay, first of all, as a civilian, even though I've been working with y'all for 12 years, I don't know what that stuff means, right? And it doesn't tell me what you want to do. It doesn't tell me who you are or what you're passionate about. So use that about section to really unpack what makes you valuable and unique and relevant and compelling to the audience you want to attract, which means you have to be clear on that. If you're trying to get the attention of a company like Spectrum, right, you're going to find out what their values are. You're going to find out what their culture's like. What are the keywords that they use a lot in their job descriptions? And then you're going to embed that where it makes sense in your profile, because you want to get their attention. You don't want to get the attention necessarily of people who you don't have any interest in working with. So for those newcomers, think about the imagery, right? The headshot and the background picture. But really, I'd say that about section. It's not about just listing out skills. You can put that at the bottom, but LinkedIn has expanded that recently. You can tell me your story. You can tell me what gets you excited, what you're hopeful about in the future. And then all of a sudden, I start to see you as a real person. And that's so much more interesting.